I want to experience a little bit. And we were able to, like, we went off the resort for, like, we went to, like, this state park or, like, national park in Jamaica, and it was cool. And we probably would have been able to do, like, other shit, but we were just busy with wedding stuff most of the time. So I'm sure, like, under different circumstances, we could have done more than that. But yeah, it was just, you're, like, confined. It's like you're in your own little city, and you can't get away from anybody. The worst thing that I've ever done is, like, a cruise. Have you ever been on a cruise?
No, and they sound terrifying.
Dude, it's bad. We went on a Carnival cruise, and I was like, this is aptly named.
Yeah.
I was like, all these people feel like they could work at a fucking carnival. Everybody that's here on this cruise.
Being trapped on a boat would probably end. I'd probably jump off after a couple of hours.
And, like, the thing that happened to us that was fucked up is because those people, like, obviously the folks who worked at the resort that we went at are probably not compensated correctly, but the people who work on cruise ships are fucked over because it was the first night on the cruise ship, and you sit at the same place every night for dinner. And we asked, I think it was Ginny asked the waiter, was like, what do you like to eat here? And he was like, oh, I don't get to eat the food here.
Oh, no.
Like, oh, my God.
What did they feed him?
Yeah. And then it was just like, we were just kind of like, oh, that's fucking crazy. And he's like, yeah, like, it's just like I get off really late, and, like, they're done serving dinner here at that time. And then also they don't let us take food down to our cabins where we sleep and stuff.
Oh, my
and I was
God.
like, that's fucking crazy.
So they just starved these poor kids.
and then the ultimate record scratch moment is like that stuff all happens, and then we're like continuing to eat our dinner. And I think if I remember correctly, Ginny is like sitting next to me, like looking up how much do cruise ship workers get paid, and it's like, $15,000 a year or whatever like that.
And I'm sure it sounds like I'm sure it's pitched to you like, oh, you get to travel, like, and if you're like fresh out of college or even like fresh out of high school, you're like, oh, I can get a job on a cruise ship, and that'd be dope.
None of them, most of the people who were working on the cruise ship as like the menial staff they were not American. Like they were from. A lot of them were from other countries, so it's like clearly like I guarantee you that they're not making $15,000 a year. If I had to guess, they're not making that much, and they sleep like 4 people to a room or whatever, and then in the middle of dinner, like we're eating our food, and the entire wait staff like begins a song and dance number.
No.
yeah.
I would quit my job. I would quit my job so fast. That's wild.
It was crazy.
Were they good?
I mean, like, it was. I don't remember, because the only thing that I remember from that happening is the table next to us. They had an old like grandpa with them, and there was a lady like who was a worker on the cruise ship, like doing the dance around their table. It's like, welcome to the cruise. They're singing like a popular song or whatever, but it's like clearly like, first night, get ready for your fucking party.
We have entertainment ready to go.
Yes, and the grandpa is like cornering this lady like inappropriately.
Oh shit.
And like the whole family is like, ha, like grandpa's so crazy. And me and Ginny are just sitting there like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this is fucking awful.
That's so scary.
Yeah, it was tough. And so the whole time, like, we were not having a good time. They can't even turn the hot tubs, like, up very hot because all these old people just sit in them all day, and they fucking would end up cooking themselves or something. Like,
I don't know if I could be on a cruise with a lot of old people.
Dude, it was...
Old people and children, it's just kind of, like, not who I want to vacation around.
Yeah. The kids are the worst. That is, like, the worst part about it. You're like, can somebody tell these kids to shut up?
Yeah. But... I give kids some grace because they just haven't been around for very long, but old people are more annoying to me because they've been around for so long, and they're like not better people.
We were trying to figure out, because there were birds, like there are little birds kind of flying around the cruise ship, and it's like because they get on there and they end up going out to sea with you, and then they're trying to fly up and find
That's so sad.
land, and they can't, and they tire themselves out, and they end up like landing on the deck, not being able to get up.
And they just hang out on the cruise and live there?
No, big birds come and kill them.
Oh.
And like eat them. And we were like talking about it. We're like, dude, what is going on? Like what happens with these birds? And this drunk lady like was like sitting in the hot tub with us, and she's like, sweetie, they're birds. She's like, they're gonna fly away or get killed. They're birds.
Oh my god.
Jesus. And then you sit in there for a while and you like realize like none of these old people have gotten up to go piss.
No.
They're just pissing in the hot tub. And you're like, this is gross.
That's disgusting.
And then it turns, dude, I got like Joker-fied. I started pissing in the hot tub. I'm like, this is how society.
You're like, this is how it operates here. We piss in the hot tub here.
This is how society crumbles, dude. It's like, I don't want your fucking. I have to sit in your piss if I want to sit in the hot tub, and like now I'm pissing, and I become a hot tub pisser, and it's just like.
But now you have to sit in my piss.
Yeah.
Like you get back at that. You're like, oh, you're gonna piss in the hot tub. Let me do that. Do you back?
Yeah, you like that? Who knows about birds now? Who knows everything about birds now, lady?
Oh God.
Yeah, dude. But I don't know, dude. It was like the servant aspect of that too. It was like uncomfortable, not necessarily my favorite thing. But yeah, I don't know. Hilton Head probably was a little less.
It was cool. It was really crowded.
Really?
Yeah, the beach was actually like the most crowded I've seen a beach before.
Really?
Yeah, but I think it was just Memorial Day weekend. And it was cool. It was chill. The seafood was bomb, much better than we have in the Midwest.
I love seafood.
I love seafood too.
Yeah.
And seafood by the ocean really is just unmatched. It's so good.
And when you say seafood, you mean when people do that thing where they open up their mouth to show you their cheap food?
Yeah. Can you see food?
Yeah. I've heard that North Carolina is the best at that.
Yeah.
South Carolina, whatever.
Whatever Carolina it is.
Do you have any pets?
I do. I have a dog.
Okay.
She's very small. She's 6 pounds.
Okay, that's perfect. So actually, that's perfect because something I wanted to show you, because I wanted to ask like how. So do you ever like? This might be kind of gross, but does your dog ever have like poop on her butt?
Yeah, she's got like a wire coat, so it gets stuck.
How do you clean it?
Well, she's like real weird about her butthole. She freaks the fuck out if I try, so I like have to hold her down and then like wipe her.
You wipe.
Yeah.
You wipe with your hand.
Yeah.
Very normal way.
Yeah.
To clean your dog's butthole.
Yeah.
That's pretty regular, I would say. Are you open to innovation in the area?
Maybe, but I also like sometimes I'll just like schedule a grooming appointment. I'm like, can someone else take care of this?
Yeah,
Can I pay someone to wipe my dog's asshole?
Very normal behavior.
Uh-huh.
So I want to show you this. This is how this guy is cleaning his dog's asshole, and I want to know if you think this is normal.
No, I don't. I don't think that's normal. That's wild.
Yeah, let's see it one more time. Let's see, it's a reel. For those of you who are just listening, it's a reel, and this guy is he's putting water into his mouth, and then he's spraying it with his mouth like
projectile.
Like he's like Triple H or something.
he's his own hose.
Yeah, he's basically he's his dog's bidet is how I described it to myself.
That's horrendous.
Yeah.
My dog would hate that. My dog would probably bite my face off. She has 6 pounds of fury. She would actually disown me. I think she'd run away at that point. It does remind me, one time I was at a party and I brought my dog, and my dog is not nice and like overstimulating. Mm-hmm. I think she's autistic. Like I genuinely am like, do dogs have autism? I've Googled that a couple times.
Oh, 100%.
And for sure they do, and she does. I'm totally sure. But she was at a party and she was freaking out. And this guy that I didn't know came up to me and was like, if you spit in your dog's mouth, she'll stop barking. And I'm like, why would I fucking do that? But then I thought about
insane.
it, and the guy must have. That's like his training tactic. He like told me more about it, and I was like, "That's weird, dude." And then I walked away.
Yeah, that's crazy. So he's saying, like, but you gotta like get up close to your dog, like, and be like.
Yeah, you're supposed. He suggested that I pry my dog's mouth open and spit.
Dude,
I never tried it, for the record. Since we're being recorded, I want to make that clear. I never tried it, but I did hear about it.
Yeah, dude, you don't want the FBI busting down your door.
But if you're listening at home and you spit in your dog's mouth, I'm curious if there's a community out there, because he's had to have heard it from somewhere.
Yeah, let's get Jake Off Nation on this one, guys. Spit in your dog's mouth and write in. Tell us what happened at jakin.off.podcast at gmail.com. Spit in your dog's mouth and then tell us for science.
What happened? I'm not doing it. I'm not.
We can't do that. Like, we obviously can't do that because we're respected in our community. And
yeah,
stuff
we're normal
like that.
people.
Yeah,
but if there's any weirdos out there,
yeah,
just let me know.
There's some freak listening to this that'll spit in their dog's mouth. Come on, guys.
There's at least one of you.
Hey, how about you guys do something for me for this once? I've been making all this free content for you guys, and now it's time for you guys to do something for me. Videotape yourself spitting in your dog's mouth.
And let us know how it works.
Dude, okay. Actually, the other thing that I was thinking about is they make, like, you could just spray, like, there's like a portable bidet, or like, you could like pour water on your dog's asshole. Like,
yeah, you can figure something out. That guy was doing that.
He likes it.
It's a weird thing.
He likes it, dude.
It's a weird thing.
And it's another strike against white people and their dogs.
Yeah.
This is like what everybody says about white people is they're like, white people are weird with their dogs.
And they are.
It's another strike. It's another strike against us, dude. Stop. And obviously, I don't know, it's like on a corgi page. Like, it's a page for the dog. And I'm like, the dog would not want this posted.
No. That seems unconsensual. That seems embarrassing. If someone was spitting in my asshole and it was just posted on the internet without me really having a say in it, I would press charges. That dog should sue that guy.
Yeah, take him to dog court. The dog court, the judge is, I don't know, Clifford. The judge is Clifford, the big red dog in judge's robes.
Did you see the Clifford movie?
No.
It came out like maybe 2020. It was a fever dream.
It looked weird. It was like, because it's like a CGI dog, right?
Yeah, I got really high, and I saw it on Thanksgiving Day because I didn't see my family whatever year that came out. And I usually, like, if I don't go home for a holiday, I'll, like, get takeout and, like, smoke a bunch of weed.
Yeah.
And then I went to see Clifford, and I was, like, one of, like, 3 people in the movie theater. And it was good high, but I don't know if I would watch it sober.
Recommend it sober.
It's just like a big scary red dog. And they didn't do like a cartoon situation. It was like a real dog dyed red.
It looked like
demonic.
Strange. Yeah, it looks really strange. And I don't know. It just is one of those things where I feel like if you do a CGI movie like that, you got to CGI more than just the dog, or it ends up looking very like uncanny valley kind of.
Did you ever see Cats?
Yes.
It was terrifying.
I watched Cats, and the whole thing about that movie is that they have a cut of the movie, allegedly, where all of the cats have buttholes.
I heard about that.
The butthole cut, they call it.
I saw that on Mushrooms. And
oh my God.
The guess the theme is that I see a lot of movies under the influence, but which like why do you go to a movie theater if you're not like high or drunk or
for sure,
some sort of anyway? But
drunk at a movie theater is some crazy energy.
That is wild. Yeah.
Anyways, you saw Cats on Mushrooms.
Yeah, and I thought it was about the Bible, but it's genuinely not. Like I thought it was like an allegory or.
I can see how you could get there, though.
They're all like fighting to die, right? Like, isn't that the?
Well, they're coming together to decide who's gonna die, and like, I've seen Cats live.
Oh shit!
I've seen the musical actually, which I enjoyed the musical like live. There's obviously like a lot more artistry than just putting some CGI fur over like, you know, Jason Derulo and like having him sing. But I don't know. The movie sucked, but the play live, the musical live was really cool. And my understanding is like it's just the whole thing is like kind of a joke. Like, obviously there's like elements of it that are very sad, and it's like this cat's time to die. But the whole thing is just a joke about different kinds of cats.
Yeah, I read an article that a long time ago that Andrew Lloyd Webber was like coked out of his mind writing cats.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that comes through well.
There's like a poem book about cats, and he got like did a bunch of like railed a bunch of lines and was like, I'm writing a musical.
Here we go. Yeah.
But I did also see recently, it came up on my feed that they're doing the musical again, but it's like drag themed, like they're drag queens instead of cats.
That's cool.
And I'm like, that could maybe work.
Yeah, I think that there's like, I definitely think that there's room to like expand on the cats world and like do other cats stuff. But the way that they did it in that movie was really bad.
It's terrifying.
It's horrifying. The future is sometimes a nightmare. I don't know if you saw like, there's like a robot, like an AI robot that like groped a lady already, and I'm like, this is bad. Like, we gotta get.
They're like, already groping people.
Yeah, I was like, dude, this is bad. Like, this is not good. They shouldn't have made a robot that could do this. Like,
no, that's like a reflection because they learned from like people, right?
Exactly, and it's like we know whoever is like fucking programming this robot
is a fucking perv.
Yeah, it's like their Google search history is like fucking big ass, I don't know, titties, whatever, some fucking just horned out guy.
Yeah.
Some horned out nerd.
And he's making horned out robots.
Yeah, he's making horned out robots. Ugh. Yeah, he's making horned out robots that will hopefully take over the role of blowing into our dogs' assholes one day.
Maybe.
To get their poop out.
Yeah. Hopefully there's a robot that can clean my dog's asshole one day. I have my vacuuming robot and I have my dog asshole cleaning robot.
Yeah, it's a new feature on a Roomba.
Oh my god. Do you have a Roomba?
We do, actually. We had
They're
one.
Stupid as fuck.
Yeah, dude. Ours doesn't even have the mapping feature. And we had a really small apartment before. I actually had a joke about it because it was just like, it's impossible if you live in a tiny one-bedroom apartment to like have a Roomba.
Yeah.
It just runs into stuff. It's just like, where do you want me to clean in here?
My dog hates the Roomba too.
Oh, surely.
Yeah.
Speaking though of like assholes and buttholes and spitting and that kind of stuff.
All my favorite topics.
Yeah, a lot of there's a lot to unpack there. But just related to another story that I found is, I don't know if you heard of this. This is local.
Oh shit.
At the Hereford House in Leawood, which shout out Leawood. I'm happy this happened there. This guy got arrested. His name is Jace Christian Hansen, because he was doing all kinds of stuff to the food.
to the food?
And posting it online.
Was he working there?
Yes, he's an employee there, and he was posting. He basically was rubbing his genitals, pissing into the Au Jus sauce.
And he got fired for that?
Yeah, he got arrested.
Whoa,
Yeah.
I would have started going to Hereford House. I've never been there. If I had known they were pissing in the dressing.
Dude, he was uploading them to a website called thisvid.com.
So there's like a fetish for this.
Yeah, it's like, that probably too is like one of those websites that's like, you know, what was it, like Live Leaks back in the day, where like people would just like you could upload anything, and like that's where like they would upload like the ISIS beheading videos and shit like that.
The dark web.
Yeah, thisvid.com, and his username was Vandalizer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And some of the video titles were really making me laugh. Like, so one of the video titles was labeled "Pissing in the Serving Sauce Again." Another one is just called "Pissing on Restaurant Dessert." And then my favorite one though is spitting in everything in a restaurant part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah, dude, there's a part 1.
I hope this guy gets out of jail and writes a memoir. And the title is Pissing in the Restaurant Sauce Again, Part 2.
It's just so funny because he clearly is a dumb guy. Like, there's something about this guy that is really stupid because, like,
he's got a sense of humor.
Yeah, he's got a sense of humor about him. He's not the brightest bulb, but he's got a sense of humor. So the FBI is who, like, showed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get investigated by the FBI because you're posting videos of you, like, pissing in people's Au Jus sauce on thisvid.com.
And the FBI shows up.
And somebody saw it and was like, I don't know who to call. I guess I'll call the FBI. And so that's what happened. And the FBI showed up and talked to the chef. And the chef was shown images and was like, that's my Au Jus sauce.
I made that one.
I would know it anywhere. That's my Au Jus sauce. And so they pulled him out of the kitchen, and the detectives were talking to him and asked if he knew of any instances of food contamination, and his response was, I'll be straight up, yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do. I've been pissing in the sauce.
Yeah, it's like, bro, come on. Why are you going to say, I'll be straight up? Like, just say, it's like, dude, the jig is up. I would just be like, yeah, you caught me. It was me.
Yeah.
I've been pissing in the Au Jus
Why is he
sauce.
saying it like people are breaking food handler rules?
It's like, buddy, you're talking to the FBI right now.
Yeah, they know you've been pissing in the sauce. They've DNA tested that Au Jus.
Yeah, and he was also quoted as saying that he's just been doing stupid shit.
Who is this guy?
I know.
I feel like he's got to be a comedian. I met him at an open mic, I'm sure. He's been around.
I could imagine pretty much every comedian that I've ever seen at an open mic pissing in, like, Au Jus sauce at a restaurant. And being like, dude, wasn't that funny? It's like, no, people are eating your piss. It's gross.
It's wild.
He's, like, rubbing stuff on his genitals, too.
And there's just videos of it with hilarious titles.
Rubbed his genitals on salmon, and he urinated on pickles. Which, like, actually, I was thinking about this, which I never would have thought about this. But if you're going to piss in anything in the restaurant, pickles.
Pickles are probably the safest.
Pickles are probably the safest of, like, people not being able to taste the piss.
Yeah, the taste of a pickle is strong.
Yeah.
I have a theory. Like, I hate pickles.
Really?
But it's because they make everything they touch taste like pickles.
Dude, that's the reason why I love pickles.
Yeah, see, exactly. It's just too much of a flavor.
Yeah.
You know?
You're correct. See, the thing that I'm, like, wondering is, like, there had to have been people who went to this restaurant, like, during this guy's reign, which was only a couple months, but there was, like, at least, like, 1 or 2 people in that restaurant who were, like, tasting their Au Jus sauce and were like, there's, like, a hint of piss in
this tastes like piss.
Like,
they send it back. Hey, your sauce kind of tastes like piss.
Well, no, they wouldn't send it back because they know
true.
they're like, nice. They're like, that's how they know that it tastes like piss because they're like, this tastes like that thing that I like.
That's true.
That's what I couldn't stop thinking about that. It's like
1 or 2 people were like, oh, cool.
Like a dude is like sitting across the table from his wife and he's like, honey, you have to try this Au Jus sauce. And she's like, I don't really want to. And he's like, you have to try it. And then she and then just looks at him and is like, oh. Because they've just been pissing on each other, dude.
It's true.
That's my guess.
Yeah. I wonder how... I'm sure that's happened at least once.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a popular restaurant.
Yeah. It's a steakhouse. And I am, though, happy that it happened in Leawood.
Yeah.
Like, if anywhere it had to happen.
It should happen in Leawood.
If I had to choose any place in the world, it would be Johnson County, Kansas.
Yeah. Because if it happened in Westport, I'd just be sad.
Yeah,
I'd be like, really? Come on.
Yeah, anybody could have eaten that, dude.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's plenty of piss in Westport.
Yeah,
I'm sure
course.
I'm eating so much piss every time I go out in Westport, especially after dark. It's like, that's piss city. Yeah, piss, Insomnia cookies is just...
There's piss and shit in everything there. It's like the thing with spiders, how people are like, you eat so many spiders in your life. It's the same thing with, like, little turds.
But the funny thing, the funny thing about Leawood though is that like that demographic is definitely not eating piss on the regular, like for the most part.
No, there's like a couple of people, you know, some fucking like high up CEOs in some company who
taking
need somebody
clients
to piss
there
in their mouth to like be able to come at this point, and so yeah, they're like, you got to piss in my mouth, and then they go to Hereford House, and they're like,
I'm coming back here.
They're like, this is the best restaurant of all time.
Do you guys take to-go orders?
Yeah.
Do you guys DoorDash?
That guy has come back every day this week to get the Au Jus sauce. This is crazy. He just asked for a side of Au Jus sauce, and then he shoots it. He shoots it down, and then he goes, oh.
Can I just get a shot glass of Au Jus? I'm in a hurry.
Oh, dude, it's so funny though to think of just like some guy who owns a tech startup drinking piss unknowingly. That is kind of funny.
Satisfying.
I would never do it. I want to be clear. I don't condone the behavior. I don't think that it's something that you should do or that you should do to people. I don't think it's right, but I do think it's funny that people in Leawood had that happen.
I mean, it happened.
And I don't feel bad saying it. I don't feel bad saying it. This is actually, dude, we're just keeping on with like this is the most disgusting episode. This podcast is generally pretty gross, but this is the most disgusting episode that I've found that I've done in a long time.
Incredible headlines, though.
Yeah, so this is a headline about this German politician who is in some hot water because he filmed himself licking a bunch of toilets in some German railway stations. And
yeah, but is that illegal? You know?
Well, it's just
it's weird.
It's definitely not illegal, but I can understand why why doing that would make people be like, maybe this guy shouldn't be in Congress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's just different careers he's probably more suited for.
Yeah, and he also, so the other thing is, in one of the clips, he's singing the Nazi-era German national anthem. So it's like, it's coming along with all this other shit. And from what I can find, this guy wasn't doing this. It's not like, seemingly this has come out of nowhere. It's not like there was any inkling of like, you know, that this guy was doing it. But here's the video.
Oh,
of him,
wow.
like licking. Yeah, it's like sensual, like.
He's going hard.
The toilet brush.
Oh, not
dude.
the brush.
Isn't that gross?
That's disgusting. The seat was one thing, but the brush is aggressive.
Dude.
This is crazy. Why does he look like that?
It's really
That's the scariest man I've ever seen.
The
in
brush,
my life.
dude, the brush thing, and he has like such a white nationalist haircut too.
Yeah,
you're like, this guy looks like. There's only two things this guy could be. He's either like a professional soccer player or he is a neo-Nazi.
Yeah. But it's weird because he's also got like gay face. Like he looks like Frankie Grande as a neo-Nazi. Like it's.
Ugh, it's so fucking nasty, dude. And in the video, he can be heard saying that it was a part of his punishment, but yeah, nobody is.
Did he start doing this before he was involved in Congress or after? Because after makes me think like maybe it triggered something.
You know, yeah, it could be something that he did just start doing, I guess. Like maybe he got stressed, or it could be something that maybe he was doing but just wasn't videotaping before.
Yeah.
Something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of answers in this one.
Yeah, when you're stressed out, you just gotta go lick a toilet real quick.
Yeah, some people.
It's like smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, some people smoke a cigarette. Some people have a drink. Some people meditate. This guy's
licking toilets.
Yeah, eating toilet brushes, dude.
Someone should introduce him to Hereford House. I think he'd do great there.
Hey, buddy, we have the perfect cellmate for you.
It's the guy from Hereford House.
What if I told you all your food could taste just like that toilet?
Oh, man.
So fucking nasty, dude.
I hope they get to meet one day.
Oh, they are. They're like the perfect. They would
That's
make a great
soulmates.
couple, dude. They would make such an amazing little couple. The food pisser and the guy who can't stop licking. The other thing that's so gross about it is it's a train station toilet.
That's can't even
truly despicable.
I can
dude.
barely go in a train station toilet. I get pee shy.
Really despicable. Like, and I'm wondering too. It's like, how is nobody like walking in there? Like, can you imagine walking in on somebody
And they're licking a
fucking-
toilet.
Yeah, they got the toilet brush like a lollipop,
Yeah.
just going to town on it.
Because he's licking the urinal too. That's open
Yes.
air.
Yes,
It's not even like he's has the decency to shut the stall and lock the door.
and he's like leaning in to, for the people listening. Obviously, if you're watching this, I'll put the video up and these photos, these still images. But he is fucking, dude. He is like leaning in, like he's making out with the toilet, like he's
Yeah.
French kissing the toilet. Here, I thought he was German, but he's kissing this toilet like he's French.
He's French.
He's just going to town on it. It's very sensual, and there's like graffiti on the ceiling.
Yeah,
him.
and the picture where he's not licking the toilet is almost more disturbing to me. Like the full,
Yeah.
the image of his face is
It does not look well.
no.
It does not look well.
No.
And what was the? There's like a quote that he said. So in one clip he's singing the Nazi era German national anthem, along with, and I don't know. I guess he's singing this. Along with like masturbating rectally with a sex toy, which like nothing wrong with masturbating rectally with a sex toy, but why are you singing the Nazi anthem, dude?
Yeah, and how do you do that all at once?
Yeah,
And like, I mean, why? Of course, but like, how? Also,
yeah. Hey, if you're out there and you have any insight into how this guy did this, or if you're this guy, send it to jakin.off.podcast at gmail.com.
yeah, just write it out. I don't need another
don't send
video.
the video.
I really don't need another video. This
Yeah.
guy.
No more videos of this guy.
It's
fucking
wild though, because like we're so desensitized as a society to videos. Like remember when we were kids and like 2 Girls, 1 Cup was all the rage.
Ugh,
The internet has
dude.
really grown since
Yeah,
then.
it's crazy. I like. Yeah, dude.
That
I
was
remember
horrible.
2 Girls, 1 Cup is bad. Or like, dude, the BME Pain Olympics shit.
I
don't know if,
don't know if I
remember
watched
shit.
that.
Like, it was. I'm pretty sure it might have been like fake. Like, but in the videos, like, it's a very realistic video of a guy like cutting off his penis
Wow.
or something. It was fucked up. I was like 11 or 12, maybe.
That was the
I
era
was
of the
very
internet.
young, and I was like, my life is different now.
Yeah, that's like when the internet realized it could cause some trauma.
Yeah.
It was like we
I'm-
can really fuck up
yeah.
these kids.
I'm not the same after seeing this video.
Yeah, it was AOL for a while, and then it was
Yeah.
like, how can we ruin these children?
It was several days before I could even look at a keyboard without shuddering after
Yeah.
seeing that. I was
You're like, I
"Oh."
can't even. I don't need access to the World Wide Web. And now we're watching
Yeah.
guys like toilet seats.
Yeah. A politician making out with the toilet. Dude, honestly, if fucking George Washington could see us now, dude. Obviously, this guy is German, but, you know, democracy or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, is this what you wanted? Is this what you planned on, pal? Is now they're making out with the toilet seat?
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. Yeah. Oh, we don't have kings anymore, but this guy's in charge.
Yeah. This guy's involved. He makes laws.
Yeah, instead of one crazy guy, we got 50 guys licking toilet seats. I do often think about like how funny it would be to be able to like bring somebody from the past like
Yeah.
that, like because it's like we obviously there are conservative people now that are like really shitty and like they can barely handle like society,
Yeah.
like making even the most like minute amount of progress. Like they can barely handle that. But like imagine bringing somebody from like the 1700s, like a rich guy from the 1700s to now would be
Yeah.
appalled.
John
He
Hancock
would be so freaked out.
would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, he wouldn't be writing his name too big anymore.
Yeah, he'd be not signing that document.
Yeah.
He would throw the feather, the quill.
That's all right. It's not the end of the world. It's fine. Dude, did you hear about... Okay, have you heard about... This isn't gross, but there's like this billionaire lady in...
That's pretty gross.
Yeah, that is gross. It's like... I guess it's gross, but it's not as yucky.
Yeah.
That's how I describe it.
Yeah.
But this billionaire lady, her name is Gina Reinhardt, and she's she's from Australia. She makes money in mining. And basically, she's upset because there's this portrait that an artist did, which I will show you now, of her, side by side, that an artist did, which obviously the artistic value of this is that you're making this billionaire lady look ugly.
Yeah.
You're painting an ugly picture of this lady.
It's a hilarious photo, though. I really want that hanging in my house.
And frankly, it isn't like that.
It could be
wrong.
Worse.
Yeah.
And it's not incorrect. Yeah.
It's not like I mean, yes, it is painted to be unflattering. For sure.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pretend like I don't understand that part of it. But that is the art.
It looks like her. And also,
yeah,
he kind of did her some favors in the hair department.
Yeah, he actually did.
She should maybe be thanking this guy.
Give her some... So the whole thing, though, is that she demanded that the gallery remove this portrait of her.
Really?
Yeah. And then there's like this whole follow-up story that came out that like she originally is the one, she wanted them to do a portrait of her. And so it's like she asked for this at some point. Or like there were talks that this was going to happen at some point, and she wanted to pick the artist, and they were like, no, you don't get to like just dictate what goes in our museum.
Yeah.
And so then they were like, we'll pick the artist, and they picked this guy who is... I believe he's like a native like artist in Australia, and yeah, he fucking did her good. He got her pretty good.
What's wild is being like rich enough to be like, there should be a portrait of me in a museum, and I should be able to pick the artist.
Yeah.
And also, like, this image is funny though. I kind of like. I would love to see this guy. Like, I hope he does a series of painting people like this.
Yeah, I like what he did with her eyes. How he made because it is like this in the actual picture. Her eye, like it would be her left eye, is a little bit lower than the right one, and he really like accentuated that.
He noticed that. There's attention to detail. Also, her nostril sizes, are uneven. She's got, like, the painting definitely, like, has...
Dude, the more I look at it, like, the more it actually does kind of look like her.
It looks kind of identical.
Yeah.
Identico.
The only part that he really added was, like, her, like, the double chin kind of scenario is more pronounced in his painting, but I imagine if she was, like, pushing her head back like she is in the painting...
She would look like that.
He's painted her head in a different position than the side-by-side. It's clearly, like, not, like, a one-for-one.
Yeah.
And so he's clearly painted her head in, like, a different space.
Yeah,
and
she
so
kind of
if
looks
her
like a
head was
worm.
like that, I bet that she would look pretty close, actually.
Yeah.
She
She's
does
got
look like a worm.
Worm-like qualities, though. Like, she's really... It's not that... She shouldn't be that offended.
Yeah, lady, you look like a worm.
You look like a worm, lady. If you're out there listening, I want you to know you look like a worm.
Yeah.
And this photo is pretty good of you.
Yeah, honestly, my whole thing is, if you want me to take back what I'm saying right now, you got to send me a picture of you not looking like a worm to jakin.off.podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, good luck, though, because I'm telling you right now, you fucking worm, lady. You're a worm.
Have you ever gotten a caricature of you at like a theme park or something?
Dude, I got one. My cousin had a caricature artist at her wedding once.
That's a cool wedding.
We got one there. Yeah,
idea.
That is slick, right?
Yeah, I really don't think I'll ever get married, but if I do, I'll have a caricature artist for sure.
Slick.
And I want fire throwers or something.
Ooh,
or something real weird, you know?
Yeah.
Wedding, like when you walk up to a wedding and you're waiting for it to start, it's so boring.
Yes.
It's the worst time of a wedding.
Yeah.
But was the caricature good? Like,
yeah, it was pretty good actually. I think we have it. We have it hanging up somewhere, like it's stored away so that we can hang it up at some point.
I'm terrified of getting one of those because I feel like I have a lot of features that could be exaggerated. I have a
Yeah,
gap tooth.
yeah.
A big head. Like, I feel like they could really take some liberties.
Yeah, take you to task.
And then I'd be suing them like that, maybe. Then I'm the worm-looking motherfucker.
You'd be just like Gina Reinhardt, huh?
Yeah.
Dang. Well, it's okay though, dude. I feel like nobody has a reason to do you too dirty.
Exactly.
You're nice. You're like a kind person, so
I'm not Gina Reinhardt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why they did her like that.
Yeah.
It's because they were trying to hurt her.
Yeah.
And the character artists don't want to hurt your feelings. They just want you to have fun, you know?
That's true.
It would actually be terrible business if they were like, we're going to draw everyone in a way that like makes them hideous.
Yeah.
That is a funny fear to have, though.
maybe I'll face it next time I go to Silver Dollar City.
Yeah,
or Worlds of Fun. They haven't.
Yeah, you can get one done at Worlds of Fun.
I know. I haven't been to Worlds of Fun in years.
No, neither have I. I went like a few years ago. Before COVID, I believe.
Yeah,
for sure.
Those roller coasters are rickety.
They're rickety, and you know, at this point in my life, I'm just like, yeah, like if there's a reason for me to go to Worlds of Fun, like if somebody is coming in town or something and they've never been and they want to go, it's like, yeah, I'll like go with a friend or something like that. But there's just no version of me where I'm like sitting here and I'm like, what am I gonna do this Saturday? I guess I'll go to ride the Patriot at Worlds of Fun or something.
I've never been to Oceans of Fun, but I hear it's Band-Aid City.
Dude, I've never been to Oceans of Fun either. I went to Schlitterbahn one time before that slide cut that kid's head off.
Oh, yeah.
And then, yeah. I had a joke that I was trying to do for a long time about Schlitterbahn because they're now building like a Margaritaville over there.
Shit.
Like where
we're getting a Margaritaville?
Yeah. We are, yeah. And they're building it on top of where that slide cut that kid's head off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Which, I don't know, like, I feel like Margaritaville is going to continue on despite Jimmy Buffett's death. Sure,
yeah,
like,
for sure.
It's a corporation now, but, like, it just is, like, there's something really, like, very American about that to me.
Yeah.
Like, there's like a slide that existed here that
killed
the kid because of like deregulation or like all these people like trying to like go around the rules and rush this thing through, and it killed a kid. And then they're like, well, I guess we gotta like knock this down and haul Jimmy Buffett with like a good deal on some land.
I wish they would brought back Rainforest Cafe though over Margaritaville. I love Rainforest Cafe. I love how every 20 minutes the lights turn out and there's a big scary thunderstorm.
I've only been to Rainforest Cafe a handful of times, but I did also one time go to that like dinosaur themed restaurant that they had at Legends.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
I think it's the same. I hope it's the same like the same people.
Yeah,
I feel like the same brain has to be behind both Rainforest Cafe and T-Rex Cafe.
From the guys who brought you Rainforest Cafe.
I wonder which one's better side by side comparison. Rainforest Cafe has that scary tree. You've seen that tree?
What does it do? It's
I think her name's Tina. Maybe, or Tracy. I think it's Tracy Tree. That sounds right.
Tracy Tree.
And she's got these big scary eyes, and every like couple minutes she'll like spout off some facts about the rainforest and
Tracy
talk to
Tree Rainforest Cafe. Yeah, here it is. Is this it?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Hold on. I'm pretty sure. We'll check this out really quick.
There's also
I'm curious. This does look insane.
I went down a Reddit wormhole once about Rainforest Cafe. I've done a lot of research on the establishment, but I guess there's like a lot of stories of people that worked there that were like closing up, and then they'd hear like the animatronics randomly turn back on or something. I'm like, you just didn't flip the switch. But but there's a lot of like Rainforest Cafe's haunted.
Yeah, dude. This looks haunted.
Yeah, that's a scary woman trapped in that tree.
Okay, let's see. Tracy Tree, here she goes.
I'm pretty sure she talks about like sustainability. She's like,
folks. My name is Tracy Tree. Wow, look at all those fish. Ask about taking an educational tour of our rainforest so you can learn fun and interesting facts. And if you watch the sky closely, you may even see a shooting star go by. Come join us, have fun, and learn all about my friends and home. Snakes, monkeys to tropical fish. They all live with me here in the rainforest.
Dude, you know what unsettles me the most about this though is like, I mean, I get it. It's like dinner and maybe a kid learns something about this, but it makes me feel weird.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, you know, just take the kid to a real forest.
Yeah, and that exactly.
Like, just take the kid to like the arboretum or something to see the real trees, and then they could like, you could explain it to them if they have any questions or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I do feel like in a post-apocalyptic sense, like I'm like, this is something that people will find in the future, and they'll be like, we don't even know. You know, like there's stuff that we unearth all the time from the past where we're like, we don't really 100% know what this was for, or like what this did. And in the future, they're gonna be like, yeah, we don't know. They were like making fake trees that talked, and like
the history books 200 years from now are gonna be like, what the hell was the Rainforest Cafe?
Yeah, yeah. And there's also this element of it. It was like, well, sure, we're destroying the rainforest, but I mean, do you really need it if you have Tracy Tree at Rainforest Cafe?
Yeah.
It's like you
couldn't talks to you. The trees in the rainforest won't even talk to you.
You couldn't go to the rainforest anyways. It's too far away.
Yeah.
Why not just destroy it for the people who live there, and then we'll just make these? It's like, dude, society is freaked out, dude. Just imagine until fucking AI gets a hold of Tracy Tree. That's right around the corner. You know it, dude.
I know.
Except for Rainforest Cafe is probably out of business.
I think there may be around in select cities. I feel like that's a very like Florida thing, maybe.
Yeah.
Or like maybe there. I'm sure there's one in like Texas. That's still standing.
I bet that there's one left, but I'm just wondering if they'll be putting as much into research and development.
Yeah,
you know, like clearly at some point
it's got to be on its way down.
Yeah, I imagine that whenever they made Tracy Tree, they were like, "This is probably as good as the robot thing is gonna get."
Yeah,
they're like, it probably won't get much better than this, so we might as well pay it now.
Yeah, I hope they don't upgrade. Like if they upgraded this and she was like more hyper realistic, I think I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
This is as real as she can get because she's already very scary.
It is really, really scary.
And her eyes are so shifty.
Yes, she has shifty eyes. Tracy Tree's up to something. She's got something going on. Well, Tony, we made it to the end of the podcast.
Wow.
We did a really good job. That was
Thank
fun.
you.
Yeah. Make sure, go ahead and like plug your social media and stuff. So if anybody on there wants to follow you, you're obviously a comedian and you do drag too.
I did drag.
You did drag. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No, that's fair to say. I just hate doing makeup, and I realized I didn't like it.
So you like stand up more?
Yeah, and I was doing drag as like a vehicle for comedy for a while, and then I was like, why do I do this part of it?
Awesome.
But yeah, you can find me on Instagram, twerkintony.
Yeah.
And then I am on TikTok, but I don't post on TikTok. I haven't reached that part of my life yet.
Same here. It's kind of how I am. It's like, it's so overwhelming.
The idea of it is great.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like everyone's famous.
There's just too much stuff moving on the screen for my ADD brain.
Yeah.
To be like, because the comments are like coming up from the bottom and shit. And
and it starts playing immediately.
Yes.
Like the second you open the app, it's like screaming at you.
Yes. Yeah.
It is overstimulating.
But Twerkin' Tony, and I'll make sure to put that in the description of this podcast, so it's easily accessible too. You can find it there. And then, as always, Jake Off Nation, you guys know, follow this podcast at jakin.off.podcast. And send anything at all to jakin.off.podcast@gmail.com. I'll look at it at least once. That's my rule. So, I'll look at it at least one time. But yeah, other than that, did you have anything else?
No. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
this was
thanks
fun.
for doing it. We'll definitely do it again. This was great.
Anytime.
But I love you guys. Thanks for listening, and bye-bye.